Hi, this is Illuminated Readings, and this is a reading for the sign of Aries between the week of the 18th and the 24th of August. You might be wondering why my screen is in black and white. It's because we don't throw colors over here. I speak the truth. What I see is what I say. Let's begin. I'm getting something here that you've been in sort of like this state of bliss coming into this week. You've been in sort of like this summer mode, like you've just been enjoying your life and whatnot. And it seems like there's been some sort of situation that's happened in your life that's made you feel a bit disappointed, a bit abandoned. Um, and I'm not sure what this is in regards to. This could be love, it could be career, it could be your finances. I'm not entirely sure, but whatever it is, it's making you want to start all over again. And this is very spontaneous that you feel like this. It's not something that's been calculated. It's something that's very fresh. It might have happened within a few hours, a few days, something like this, very short term. It's just sort of interrupted what you were doing, and you were having a good time beforehand. You were like, just enjoying life, feeling the breeze, just living life basically. And this situation just come out of nowhere. What I see for you in this week, for the rest of this week, is you're going to be um, seeing your progress. You're planning to expand yourself, and you're going to see the progress of where you've been at, and you're going to have some sort of either creative impulse to do something new or try something new, or you're going to have some sort of inspired action. This is also a manifestation, is what I'm hearing, something that you've manifested, manifested something from probably before long ago, and it's showing up now in a way that you haven't expected. So you haven't expected that this is showing up the way that it is, but it's showing up for you this week, wherever this manifestation is. Um, I see you looking and investing and planning of how this is gonna become successful, whatever it is. It could be a relationship again, it could be a relationship, it could be love, it could be anything, but it's something that you've been hoping for a while. It's finally here, not in the way that you expected, because this you've just been interrupted with with what you were doing, and how you were feeling prior to this week, or maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or something like this. It's only a short-term thing that this thing came in that made you feel abandoned. I'm not quite sure what it is that made you feel abandoned. It could just be a feeling that you've had inside of yourself, that you want something better, or something that hasn't been serving you properly, and it could be a side of yourself, it could be a thought pattern, it could be anything really. It's just something that's made you feel abandoned, whether physically or mentally or spiritually. And you're, without realizing it, you are taking this new beginning, and I can see it's going to be quite prosperous for you. It's going to be very prosperous for you, this new beginning of whatever it is. So you're recuperating at the moment. You're recuperating. You're recuperating. What are you recuperating from? Okay, so you're recuperating from some healing work that you've been doing. You might have been doing some shadow work. You might have been healing yourself after, a breakup or some sort of situation that's happened in your life. You're moving on, though. I can see you have moved on. You've sort of, said your goodbyes, and you've gotten onto the boat. You've gotten onto the boat here, and you've already sailed across. Coming into this week, so that kind of explains why you've been celebrating. You're just living life, because things have been a bit chaotic, is what I'm getting from here. Your energies are at this sort of like precipice where it's like almost at the beginning. You're practically in this full energy right now. It's I think it's Tuesday today, so you're practically in this energy today. For this week, so you've done that. You've done that. The release, the release of whatever situation it was, and you've healed from it. I'm getting your challenge this week is pleasure. You need to be careful of being too tempted to go down certain paths that are not good for you, and you need to be a bit more independent with how you carry yourself in this week. If the more you step into the new, the more beneficial this new beginning is going to be for you, because you're going to be able to sit there and sort of expand on yourself, and you're going to be able to see progress in your plans, even though it's not materialized as of yet. But it's a good concoction that you've got here at the moment, because you're sitting in a place where you have the power here. You have the power, and you're able to plan. And if you're able to plan, you're able to bring it to reality. So you're able to do all of this week. It's starting something new. Could be career again. Could be love. Yeah, I'm getting really strongly here. That perhaps in the past you've been disappointed by something, and you feel like, let me go and try again. But I'm getting here very strongly that there's some sort of temptation that you need to resist, because it's going to enslave you. It might take you backwards, which is obviously what you don't want. So you just need to be careful during this week that you're not giving into your temptations. You're not giving into any sort of something that's pleasurable to you that is not good for you. Just avoid these sort of things, because if you're able to avoid these sort of things, you can actually move in the direction that you want to move in, rather than having to wait around and be like, is this the right thing, is this the wrong thing? Just by doing nothing, not nothing, but just by not going down that road that it feels good, but maybe after you've done it, you're like, why did I do that? Or something like that. I don't have no idea what it could be. It could be anything. It could be alcohol. It could be anything. It could be any kind of addicting thing. It could be it's something pleasurable, something that you get pleasure from. Um, that you need to avoid this week because it's something that you've been abandoned before from. And I'm getting it's the same. I've got the Eight of Cups twice now, so it means very strongly whatever this is really dawning on you. You really feel it. I can feel it too. You feel it really strongly that this Eight of Cups energy, which is just basically a disappointment, like an abandonment. You've been abandoned somewhere, and it's making you want to go towards. It's tempting you to go towards something that's pleasurable, that you enjoy, but it's not good for you. If you can stay away from anything like that and just try to stay in your own energy, stay in your own energy. Ideally, if you can go and be somewhere where it's quite open, an open space, I think that would be quite beneficial for you as opposed to being indoors or whatever. If you can go and find some place that's like quite open, you can't see anything for a little while. That'd be good for you, so you can sort of like think in your mind and come to some sort of conclusions within your mind, because you'll see the progress. You'll believe in yourself more as well. You have that strength. Basically, you'll gain some sort of strength by being alone and being in an open space. You'll be able to plan what it is that you know this is your plan. Basically, you're going to have some sort of really, really strong plan that will help you get to your goal. And it's a solid plan. It's not something that's hearsay. This is a really good card for um beginning something. It means it's going to be something that's like gonna have 100% effort. It hasn't begun yet. There's no work that's been done yet, but he's looking at how he can make more. And this is a great card for investment and planning, of how you can get to that stage. But you can only reach that point once you spend some time, thinking about this, thinking about how what this is. I feel quite strongly it's something creative, something that you're good at creatively. That is something that you'll be able to make, that's going to be fruitful for you. So again, I don't know what it is. It could be love, it could be business, it could be finances, it could be whatever. But yeah, let me pull you one more. So you just need to be truthful, and honest with yourself. Not saying it in like a bad way. What that means is the more honest and truthful you are, with yourself, in regards to what this pleasure is, and how you're feeling, you're gonna see growth from there. You're gonna be able to move to the next stage. It's like you're on a staircase, but like for you to take the next step on the staircase, or the next two steps, it's for you to be truthful with yourself and honest that, look, whatever this pleasure or this temptation is basically, it's not good for me. And you sort of not be in that sort of mind where you're like, you're tricking yourself and saying, oh, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. I don't know if it's going to be good today or it's bad today. You very well know whether it's good or bad for you. So just avoid it. And by the end of the week, I see you putting in some work and being very productive. If you go the right way, you're going to be very productive by the end of the week, and you're going to be seeing something very tangible, in the physical realm growing for you. So I'm going to leave your reading here, and if you did like the reading, leave me a like, comment and subscribe. I'll be posting these every week, so yeah, stay tuned and see you later.